appearance in his young collegiate career. And he'll get the 1-2-3 for the Buccaneers here to kick us off on this midweek Wednesday. Dallas, a highly touted recruit from Briarcrest Christian School. Made his first appearance just on Sunday. The Shriners College Showdown in Dallas, Texas, where Tennessee won 2 of 3. That 1-1 is fouled off. Nick Iannatone leads things off for the Buccaneers. He's the designated hitter. He'll be followed by Tommy Barth and Cameron Cisneros, the power bat, in the 3 spot, all due up here in the top of the first. There's the 1-2. Check swing, appeal down to third. Third base umpire Darian Padgett says he does not go around. Count now even at 2 apiece. The lefty freshman. Iannatone will survive to see another pitch. J.D. Yacobinis will be the cleanup hitter. Cooper Torres bats 5th for ETSU. Noah Gint batting in the 6th spot. Ashton King, a Knoxville native, playing shortstop, batting 7th. Cody Miller and other Knoxville native Ryan McCarthy rounds out the order for ETSU. The leadoff man Iannatone doing exactly what he's slated to do. Be a pesky at bat. Full count on the way from Matthew Dallas, the freshman. Iannatone fouls it off again. Already now 7 pitches. The first at bat here in this in-state midweek battle early here in the 2024 season. The 3-2. Ripped down the third baseline. Is it fair? Just foul to the left of the line. A hot shot. Billy Amick couldn't get the glove close to it, but went the wrong way at the foul line if you're ETSU. And 55 runs in 3 games for ETSU over the weekend. That's 18 runs a game. That leads the nation through 3 games. Still early, obviously, but certainly an impressive weekend for these Buccaneer bats. Most runs for him in a series since 2008. Another 3-2. The battle continues here. Nick Iannatone has seen now 9 pitches, testing the freshman Dallas early. We'll do it again. Fouled off once more, left field side. You don't often see 10 pitch at-bats all game long. We're getting it first one. Setting the tempo for what should be a fun afternoon. Another 3-2. Iannatone this time right side. Hard hop off Burke, and it dies in the infield. Base hit, Nick Iannatone. What an AB. Hit it hard enough, you're going to make things happen. That time Blake Burt just didn't quite get the glove on it, blocked it with his body, but did not stay in front of him. Looks like they're going to mark Burke with an error. That's the 3rd error for Tennessee in their defense this season. Had one yesterday. Tommy Barth put it in play. That's the shortstop, Dean Curley. His first start as a freshman, makes the play and turns 2. It's the long at bat from Nick Iannatone is wiped off the board. 6-4-3 double play for the Volunteers. Defense has been a strong suit for Tennessee after one weekend. Very impressive in Dallas at Globe Life Park. It was a big league park, covered a lot of ground. That's Dean Curley, the freshman, making his Tennessee debut. First start at shortstop. Saw Blake Burke at first. Christian Moore slots over from shortstop to second. Billy Amick at his usual spot at third base. Dylan Dreiling in left. Hunter Inslee in center. Kavaris Tears in right. And then Cannon Peebles getting the start, catching the balls and strikes from Matthew Dallas. Count is 0-2 for Cameron Cisneros. 2 outs now in the first. And Dallas wastes one away. Tennessee in the icy whites here on this Wednesday. ETSU got their navy blues, yellow letters. 1-2, got him looking. Cisneros goes down to end the inning. And that's the first strikeout for Matthew Dallas. And it ends the top of the first. Battled the leadoff man. Defense backed him up. Ends the inning with the punch out. To turn 24 hours later. Bit of run support. Tony Vitello has shifted up the lineup. Chance just to mix and match in the early season, see what works best. Christian Moore now the leadoff man to start today. And the first pitch, he likes it, and he shoots it out to center. Battling the sun in the shade, Tommy Barth has it. And that's a quick out, number one of the inning. Good start for the lefty on the mound for ETSU. It's Derek McCarley getting the start for the Buccaneers. Redshirt sophomore from Seymour, Tennessee. Not too far away here from Lindsey Nelson Stadium. A lot of in-state guys on this Buccaneer squad. But McCarley, 18 outings last year, one start, 5.76 ERA in 25 innings, 39 strikeouts, 16 walks, good numbers. He will face the teeth of this Tennessee lineup. He's got Blake Burke now. Power lefty stands in. '65 starts a year ago for Blake Burke, junior from Brentwood, California. 280 hitter, 16 home runs in his sophomore year. Preseason All-American bat, still looking to get going at the plate this season. 4 hits and 18 tries. He takes strike two. The lefty finds the zone. Burke batting second this afternoon. Billy Amick on deck in the 3 spot. Cannon Peebles, the cleanup man for the home side. That 2-2 bounced over to Ashton King at shortstop. Takes it on the hop. That's 2 up, 2 down. Tony Vitello, the rest of his lineup looks like Kavaris Tears batting 5th. Robin Villeneuve, designated hitter in the 6th spot. Dean Curley making his debut in the 7 hole. And then Dylan Dreiling and Hunter Ensley, they hit at the top of the lineup yesterday for Tennessee. They are now at the 8-9 spot. So again, Tony Vitello is not a stranger to making moves, shifting guys around early in the season, especially in these midweek games. Give guys who haven't got the opportunity a chance, like Dean Curley. See what matches best. Goal is to find that right formula come conference play. It's still very early in the season, obviously. Still trying to figure out what you got. You don't know until you play someone other than yourself. A lot of new faces on this team. This guy, one of them, Billy Amick, the transfer from Clemson. Quickly down 0-2. Amick tore it up with the Tigers last season. .413 average, 13 home runs, 63 RBIs. It was electric in Dallas this past weekend. Four hits and 13 at-bats, 2 home runs, led the team with 5 RBIs the first weekend. And stays alive on the 1-2 pitch. No one on for Amick. And Amick, a bit unlucky yesterday. Had a situation with 2 in scoring position. Looked like it was going to be a base hit and score both runners. It hit the ankles of Kavaris Tears. It was an auto out. Would have certainly driven in 2. And put one right down the third base line. Took a great play by the third baseman for the out. That 1-2 is in there. Strike 3. Amick kept the bat on the shoulder. Got 4, 5, 6, 2 up for the visitors. Matthew Dallas making his first start. Freshman Good start in inning number 1. Had a strikeout to close. Now he's got J.D. Yakubinis, cleanup man, right fielder. This is the second of 15 straight home games for the Volunteers. Massive homestand after a road weekend. They're just getting comfortable here in the friendly confines. Looks a little bit different as well. Freshly renovated. Whole left field line looks different. Yakubinis on the ground. There's Dean Curley again. Plenty of action in his first start. So far, he's 2 for 2 on making plays at short. That's what you want to see for a freshman. Calm and collected, not let the moment get too bright. And Dean Curley makes the play. Curley dealt with a bit of a hamstring injury right before opening weekend. Didn't quite get a full go nod for Dallas, but is full ready to go here in this midweek. And that's a freshman that Tony Vitello and this crew are excited about. Try to hold down that shortstop spot. Christian Moore was there the first 4 games, but his comfortable position is second base. That's where he was all last year. So that left the opportunity for one of these newcomers, a freshman, to hop into that spot. And it's strike 2, Cooper Torres. Matthew Dallas continues to settle in. 1-2 off speed. That just misses. Dallas in his debut Sunday against Baylor only got 1 out. Faced 1 batter. Knew he would likely pitch in one of these midweek games. Just unsure at what point today they would give him the ball. They go with the start. A lot of praise as well for Dallas as a freshman. Does everything full speed. What Tony Vitello says, very confident for a freshman. That 2-2 barely hung on by Torres. Dallas, according to Tony Vitello, still growing into his body and into the stuff that he possesses. They like him in any situation, really, so sky's the limit. Just how do you handle these first moments? And obviously the frame and size is there, 6'5". Got some work over the summer with Team USA, their 18 and under team. Started in that gold medal game. That was part of his progression as well. Kind of came into the fall here in Knoxville, having thrown a lot in high school and then over the summer. So a little bit of soreness he dealt with. So that took him a while to get into the fold, but they really like this arm. They really trust him early. Full count pitch. And Torres just barely another piece. He has seen some battles. He's only faced 4 hitters. This is his 5th, and he's had now a pair of 3-2 battles. Deep breath there from Dallas, and now time called. Cooper Torres, the JUCO transfer out of Butler Community College. 3 hits and 8 at-bats already this season. That 3-2 is in there. A second strikeout this afternoon for Dallas. And that's 2 up, 2 down here in the inning. Got him on the off-speed. Incredible break on that pitch. That backdoor curve from the lefty facing the righty. And had Torres frozen. And Torres was hoping to make that trot down to first. First pitch to Noah Gant. Tough one. Shallow right field. Kavaris Tears calls off everyone, and he gloves it. That's another 1-2-3 for Matthew Dallas. A smooth top half of the second. No score here early in Knoxville. Scoreless so far. Cannon Peebles, the cleanup role for Tennessee, will lead off the inning. Kavaris Tears in. Robin Villeneuve all due up some power here in this inning for Tony Vitello and his crew. 17 runs over the weekend in Dallas. 6-2 win over Texas Tech and a ranked win on opening night, and then the offense fell a bit quiet. That Saturday loss to Oklahoma in extra innings, but a really good bounce back. Sunday night against Baylor, 11 runs. Good experience for this Tennessee crew to get that feeling of having to bounce back from a loss early. It was a regional type atmosphere. And early in the season, it's a good learning experience. Vitello said, no way you can't grow in a weekend like that. Peebles, foul territory, really tough play out there. Yeah, Cabanas hit the turf, couldn't grab it. A lot of firsts were removed out of the way for this Tennessee club. And for Cannon Peebles at the plate, it was his first time in a Tennessee uniform. Again, 6 Division I transfers for this top 10 Tennessee team. And a lot of them performed really well weekend one. Peebles, really exciting pickup from NC State. Freshman All-American last season. Hit 12 home runs, 50 RBIs, and really limited at-bats. That time, we'll go down swinging, kick off the second inning. That's out number 1. Kavares Tier stands in. He has been on a hot stretch. This was yesterday. Had 2 hits for the Volunteers, 2 of the team's 5, and this got him on the board. It was an oppo shot right into the porches. I mean, a lot of power when you can get one the opposite way on a line and clear that left field wall. It was his second home run in as many games, wasting no time. First pitch he sees, over to second, blocked down from Torres, throw over. It's going to pull Cisneros off the bag, so Kavares Tiers aboard, first base runner for Tennessee this afternoon. Again, good things happen when you hit the ball hard. See how they ruled this. It was hit right at Torres. Torres made the play on it, had to get rid of it quickly. And it brings Cisneros off the bag. Tiers on first with 1 down. Villeneuve stands in now. First pitch to Villeneuve. He takes outside, ball 1. It officially will be ruled an error. That's going to go on first baseman Cisneros. So no hit for Tiers, but he is aboard. Another pitch well outside. Villeneuve will hold off. Another fun pickup for this Tennessee team. JUCO transfer Villeneuve from Weatherford College is a Canadian native. All-American in JUCO. Massive hitting numbers. 28 home runs. 102 RBIs, hit 401 at Weatherford. Villeneuve, 2 good hits over the weekend. Got to start opening night in the DH spot. Brings a lot of toughness. A fun personality for this team already. 3-0, doesn't have to swing the bat. And the designated hitter's on first, so 2 aboard now for Tennessee. Still just 1 out. Instant chance here for an RBI for the freshman in his first at-bat. Dean Curley has been thrown into the fire here. Just his first week of collegiate ball. Gets to start at shortstop, has made 2 plays defensively, including starting a double play back in the first. Now a big at-bat early in this ball game. That first pitch in, strike 1, a fastball from Derek McCarley. Curley, the prospect out of Laverne, California. Played his high school ball at Northview. He's a top-ranked shortstop coming out of Northview High School. Guy they liked from the get-go again. It's a really competitive freshman that can fill a spot that they need in the infield, but also a good bat. Curley on the ground, could be a chance for two here for the Bucks. King flips it to Torres, back to first, but Curley beats out the throw, so freshman does limit the damage by hustling down the line. They're able to get Villeneuve trying to advance to second. 2 down now. Kavares Tears heads to third. He's 90 feet away. It's going to take a base hit now for Dylan Dreiling. Stands in, the sophomore, in a big spot. Had 20 RBIs a season ago. 7 home runs. 5th on the team. 295 average. Future is now for Dylan Dreiling. 5 hits already this year. Lefty on lefty battle. That's in, strike 1. Dreiling, one of the more impactful freshmen for this Tennessee group last season. 15 of his 28 hits went for extra bases. That ball's going to escape McCarthy. Running home to the plate is Tears. He's in. The head first slide. Aggressive base running for Kavares Tears. And the Volunteers are on the board. Check out the slide from Kavares Tears. That is one thing he has heavily improved on in the offseason. His ability to run the bases. Ran hard all weekend. Even stole a base at the Shriners College Showdown. No hesitation that time. That ball barely got past McCarthy. Didn't even go all the way to the backstop. But Tears, head first slide, pays off. Curley takes advantage of the situation. He gets into scoring position. Still an RBI chance for Dylan Dreiling. Count 1-2. Pitch home, rolled over from Dreiling right over to Cisneros. That's out number 3, but good base running from Kavares Tears. Took the chance, and it paid off. Volunteers on the board. They tell us that he was emotional just being able to see the renovations for the first time in game action yesterday. They have a perfect view of it from where the home dugout is down the first base line. You stare at it all game long, and just is only the start, he said. You know, it's the start of what should be a fantastic, renovation plan over the years. Already a fantastic venue, but it's going to continue to grow as the university continues to invest into this program. Fans continue to invest in this program. Tony Vitello, 2 Omaha trips in the last 3 seasons. No other SEC team can claim that. Has brought so much life to this ballpark, and it's just going to keep growing every year. Another level of the porch kept getting added on. Now a full stadium is coming into form. Saw the numbers go up. It was a record yesterday. Most in attendance for a home opener at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. 4,699 broke the record from last season. And with the way these renovations are going to continue, we're going to see more records broken here. Tony Vitello in his 7th season, 2-time National Coach of the Year. He's already passed 200 wins in his Tennessee career. After sending that 2023 Tennessee team to Omaha, he's again looking to reload and be among one of the top contenders in what is always a stacked Southeastern Conference. Offense was expected to really be the driving force of this team with how many returners, impact transfers they bring in, but the pitching staff has really shined in these first 2 midweek games at home. Yesterday, that was the driving force. Volunteers able to add 2 more World Series appearances since Tony Vitello has taken over. 6 total as a program now. Dallas, the high heat. Got Ashton King swinging. That's out number 1. Strikeout number 3 for Matthew Dallas. He's joining some of his other freshman counterparts, having fantastic midweeks here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. It was Derek Schaefer, got the start yesterday, only allowed 1 run. He got better as his start went along, and then Austin Hundley closed it out in a big way. 3 1/3 innings pitched. Got the final 2 outs in the 9th, both by a strikeout. Austin Hundley, younger brother of Sean Hundley, Tennessee All-American pitcher. His debut looked fantastic, the redshirt freshman. Now Matthew Dallas taking the ball and picking up right where they left off. Tennessee pitchers yesterday in the 3-2 win, 10 strikeouts, only 1 walk. Pitching staff that loses a lot of firepower from last season, but again, pitching coach Frank Anderson always has a plan in how he develops these arms. Last 2 seasons, Tennessee as a group, top 2 nationally in team ERA. Set the program record last season in total strikeouts, 738. And you're at the point now, Tony Vitello and Frank Anderson both in their 7th season. They've got guys in waiting. You have a guy move on or a guy get drafted, go pro. You've got guys that are waiting, and that's what Tennessee found in A.J. Russell. Did really good in some minimal opportunities last year, but really shined in that Friday night start. That is a swinging bunt by Cody Miller. How about the fielding from Matthew Dallas playing his position? That's a tough play. That's out number 2. Those swinging bunts that forced the pitcher to go over towards the third baseline. So difficult. And Miller had good speed, but Dallas put it on a rope. And they may look at this. The crew comes together. They're going to take a peek and look at the angles. It was hustle on both ends. Cody Miller, the third baseman for ETSU, booked it down the line. And Matthew Dallas gave a really nice toss. Obviously the call is out at first base. Goes in the glove there. That should stand. Feels like a good call by first base umpire Aaron Davis. Always wanting to be sure here. It's still a 1-run game. Every base runner going to matter for the Buccaneers on the road. And it will stand as out. And then how about the comm system from Aaron Davis? Haven't heard that here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium, but Aaron Davis gets to let his voice be heard. Well, that could have been second base umpire Kevin Sweeney on the mic. Fun new addition. And it will be out number 2. And turn it over to Ryan McCarthy, 9-hole hitter, and the last batter that Matthew Dallas has to see in this lineup. He has faced the minimum. That's the fastball from Dallas, 89 miles an hour. There's a fastball again, 88. That's in the zone, strike 1. McCarthy watches in ball 3. The senior from Knoxville, Tennessee. 22 starts a season ago, a home run, 12 RBIs. Gets to start. It's his hometown team at catcher. And he draws ball 4. That is the first walk allowed from Matthew Dallas, and a 2-out base runner for the Bucks. Flips us back to the top of the CTSU lineup. Nick Iannatone really worked to get on base his first AB. Reached on an error. Went off Blake Burke, but a double-digit pitch at bat. We'll see how Dallas adjusts this time around. Seen everyone once now. Cannon Peoples getting the start behind the dish, able to stop that one. Again, Tennessee with a wealth of catcher depth, something they did not have last year. Charlie Taylor, inexperienced at the spot last year. Cal Stark was a JUCO transfer. His first time in a Tennessee uniform. They keep both of those guys who basically rotated and played every day. Inatone, high fly ball, left field way towards the numbers at the 320 sign. Play is made from Dylan Dreiling as it was veering towards foul territory. Stands tall with that's out number 3. Top of the third, out of the way, Matthew Dallas leaves one stranded. Tennessee holding on to their advantage as we head to the home half of the third. 9-1-2 due up for the Volunteers. Hunter Ensley steps in for the first time. Be followed by Christian Moore and Blake Burke. Volunteers looking to add on to their advantage. 3-1 Tennessee team, nestled inside the top 10. Already 1-0 at home here for 15 straight games. This is number 2. Swinging bunt for Ensley, testing McCarley, throw over, bounces away. But Ensley was on his horse, might have beaten it out anyways. And he is aboard. That'll go down as hit number 1 for the Volunteers to lead off the third. Well in time as Ensley wasn't the loudest of hits, but it goes down as a hit nonetheless. And a great way to start off this inning for the Volunteer offense. Going to test Derek McCarley here, who now has thrown 2 innings. Has allowed just the 1 hit, 1 run, but it was not earned. It came across as Kavaris Tears reached on the error last inning. So back to the top of the order. McCarley now has seen every Volunteer once. He got Christian Moore to fly out. First pitch he delivered to him back in inning number 1. They're going to check on Hunter Ensley. No stolen bases for him yet this season. Or big cut right through pitch number 1 from McCarley. Buccaneers looking to build off again the big weekend. Outscoring Lafayette in their sweep 55 runs to 13. Coming to Knoxville under head coach Joe Panucci, also in his 7th season. 26 wins for the Bucks last year. Moore on the ground, left side, on his knees, Ashton King, but he has to eat it. Everyone is safe. Such a tough play for the shortstop, having a range over to his right. Takes him away from that first base bag and the second base bag. No chance to turn 2 at all. It's going to go down as a hit for Christian Moore. Nothing really Ashton King can do about it. Back-to-back infield singles for Tennessee, whatever it takes. And now a real chance to add on to this lead. Blake Burke, 2 on, no one out. Power lefty stands tall. Big time cut, can't grab it for strike number 1. Burke moves up to the lineup into the 2 spot. Had 3 hits opening weekend in Dallas. Went from 2 to 6 in that Sunday win where he had 2 hits. Rusty Griffin, the home plate umpire, calls time right before that pitch is fired. Looks like he's got everything sorted out. Oh, 1 now. Burke off the end of the bat. That's left field, and it's foul. Again, Burke, 30 career home runs. Power is his forte. He's 10 away from tying Luke Lipsius for the program record at 40. Christian Moore right behind him, though, at 27. Those two can make a case this year. He was the freshman All-American his first year in 2022 and then took over as the everyday first baseman right there in the heart of the lineup last season. Scorching hot to start 2023. Cooled down a little bit as the season went along. Only hit .211 in SEC play, just 5 home runs and 11 RBIs. Need a bit more juice from Burke in those conference games. But again, a lot of pressure going into that everyday role. And the 1-2, Burke just goes chasing. All out of sorts on the swing. That's out number 1. Good comeback for Derek McCarley. Needed that punch out. And McCarley hasn't really given up anything too crazy, just a couple of infield hits, but that's how fast it can get and grow on you. A couple of well-placed hits. He's got Tennessee some momentum, but a huge punch out on one of the biggest bats in the lineup. Trying to flip it the other way. Billy Amick a chance to capitalize. He's 0 for 1. He struck out looking back in the first inning. And one of those situations, you got 2 on, first and second with no outs. You don't even think about bunting when you've got a guy like Burke up out at the plate. Same with Amick. Offense is too potent. Amick hold down the third base spot every day for the Volunteers. And a 2-0 start. He made just such a massive jump from his freshman year. He hit 105 in just 9 games. And obviously, the numbers he put up last year, good enough. All ACC first team, All-American, 13 home runs, 413 hitter, led the Tigers. Thought about it, laid off, and now a 3-0. Might not have to swing the bat here. The 3-0, he'll be sitting. McCarley can't hit the zone. The base is loaded. 4-pitch walk to Amick. Didn't give him a chance. Now you bring up Cannon Peebles. Was still just 1 out. That's the thing, you walk one guy in this Tennessee lineup, doesn't get easier. And now the lefty pitching to the righty, Amick, didn't match up well. Peebles stand in from the right side. Sophomore, 0 for 1. Watches the first pitch in, the fastball hits the zone. Peebles, 2 hits so far in his Tennessee career. 1 RBI for him. Takes ball 1. Big spot for the sophomore transfer. And did most of his damage last year in meaningful ACC action. Second on the team, 12 homers and 142 at-bats. The NC State team went to a regional, won 36 games. Peebles expects to, if not catch every game on the weekend, at least be the designated hitter. 2-1 on the ground. King rushing forward to second for 1. No chance at the double play. A run will score as Peebles does his job, gets it in play. Tennessee doubles their advantage. Slow enough to where King couldn't make a play in time to even have a shot at getting 2. They're able to get the guy at second. Amick caught down, but Peebles will reach on the fielder's choice. Give him the RBI. That's now his second as a Volunteer. Runners on the corners now for Kavaris Tears. He's been the hottest hitter in this lineup over the last 2 games. Reached on an error back in the second and later scored. But it was a hard hit ball. He swung on the first pitch the last time, holds off this go around. You always knew how talented of a hitter and the raw potential that Kavares Tears had, but you're really seeing the puzzle pieces come together. Seeing him able to use the entire field, opposite field home runs in the last 2 games. Obviously, has always had an impressive bat, but he stayed a bit more patient. Sometimes the swing and the miss on the breaking ball, an issue in the past. Tears, almost a half swing, but pokes it right to King at shortstop. No throw. It's going to be an RBI base hit. Why not? Whatever it takes. Tennessee's got another run. When you're hot, you're hot. You don't even have to fully swing. Shift was on a bit to the right side. And Ashton King has just been all over the place this inning. I mean, he's done a good job of keeping balls in the infield, but again, just no play. Peebles hustled over to second. That is the 3rd infield single for Tennessee this inning. They've got 2 runs in the 3rd. Now Robin Villeneuve, still scoring situation for the Vols. Villeneuve walked back in the 2nd. That's the 0-1, a big-time cut. Can't grab it. That's a good athlete in Villeneuve, a 2-way guy in JUCO last year. Just wants to play in whatever way he can. Where's the number 17? That 0-2 in the dirt. Good stop from McCarthy. Holds everyone steady. Has to be a frustrating inning for McCarley. Hasn't allowed anything outside of the infield, but just a few good situational at-bats for Tennessee, doing their job. That's what this lineup brings for the Volunteers every single day. It's, not about hitting a ton of home runs. Tennessee does do that. Almost 400 home runs in the last 3 years, but got great presence, and they understand the situation. That's what you want if you're Tony Vitello. Villeneuve, hard hit ball. King can't handle it. Rounding third is Peebles. He's going to score. 2-out RBI for Villeneuve. No chance that one was staying in the infield. Absolute line drive missile. 3 runs in the 3rd now for the home team. Well, the bats fell a bit silent last night for Tennessee. They scored just 3 runs with 5 hits. They now have surpassed their 3 runs with 4. They've already got 4 hits for the first third of this ball game. Still a chance for more. RBIs this inning for Peebles, Tears, and Villeneuve. Catcher McCarthy to have a word with his lefty arm, Derek McCarley, just to settle him in. Good first 2 innings for him. Kept Tennessee off the hit column until this inning. Now he's got Dean Curley, freshman, back in. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the 2nd. Like many of his counterparts, hit the ball to shortstop. Busy afternoon for Ashton King. One's outside. Curley fouls it off. Again, still young, but Curley, like Matthew Dallas, he has the SEC size. And 6'3". Really looks the part. Good athlete. I feel like can be really competitive as a first-year guy. 1-2, Curley ropes one, deep left center. Gint tracking back at the wall, forget about it. The freshman goes yard in his first career start. Tennessee has opened this thing up. 6 runs in the third. It is 7-0, just like that. Not as much offense yesterday. No problem tonight. Base is empty for Dreiling. Back over to King. Another ball that gets through here with 2 outs. It has been a big-time inning. 6 hits and 6 runs in the bottom of the third. That's the first on the afternoon for Dylan Dreiling. Oppo. It has been a rough go here for Derek McCarley. Staying in, and now looks like the move may be made to the bullpen. You have to feel for him. Again, just a couple of good infield singles to start this inning. Not much he could really do, or his defense could do about it. Ashton King has been everywhere, but Tennessee has had the hot hand. Doesn't help that maybe they were shut down a bit offensively last night. Much more of an incentive to come out a bit stronger today, and they've done that. And McCarley inning for the Volunteers. It's Landon Crumbly to take over. 2 outs and 1 on. It's Dylan Dreiling at first. Hunter Ensley wasting no time on Crumbly. Drops one, and one hops the wall in left field. Dreiling, hard turnaround second. He wants to go home. The throw in is not in time. All the way from first. An RBI double for Hunter Ensley. Tennessee is feeling it. That's the second hit of the inning for Hunter Ensley. Just impressive base running from Dylan Dreiling. I mean, it wasn't looking good when he made that turn. He just kept going. It's a 7-run bottom of the third. Hit number 7 for Tennessee this inning as well. Ensley did not let Landon Crumbly settle in the slightest. As the righty, the junior transfer from Walter State Community College. And now Moore blasts one. That's deep center, headed towards the batter's eye, and it hits the batter's eye. No doubter. Christian Moore has left the building for the first time this season. It's double digits for Tennessee here in the bottom of the third. This is the type of offensive explosion that the home faithful have been wanting to see. Didn't get much of this yesterday in the home opener, a 3-2 win over UNC Asheville. We are seeing it here this afternoon, 24 hours later. That one was dead center. Base is empty for Blake Burke. His second trip up here in the third. He struck out earlier in the inning. That was the first out of the third. Still just 2. Crumbly hits the zone. And it's been a tough welcome into the ball game. This feels like the Volunteer bats unable to be slowed down. Again, an ETSU team that really had no issues with Lafayette all weekend long. Put up 27 runs opening night. Burke on the 3-1. All kinds of exit velo off the bat. That's going to be extra bases. That smacks the wall in right field. Double, standing up. 2 out base hits continue. Hit number 8 here in the bottom of the third. I mean, talk about putting up numbers in terms of exit velo. Blake Burke does it with the best of them in the nation. That's one. If you're in the way of that, you just got to jump. Here's Billy Amick. He's looking to get in on the fun. He walked back in the third and was cut down. It was a fielder's choice play for out number 2. Here's the 0-1. Amick crushes one. Deep left field. Watch it fly. It's the third bomb for Amick this season. And the third bomb for Tennessee this inning. He brings in Burke with him. Tennessee leads by 12. It is a downpour. Burke knew it off the bat. Check out the bat flip. That hit the double deck of the porch. His first Lindsey Nelson Stadium home run has to feel good. Here on this beautiful Wednesday. A lot to cheer about for the home faithful. Those were 2 guys, Blake Burke and Billy Amick, who haven't really gotten much going in these midweek games. But kind of lift the lid off the home debuts for the season. Look out. As Cannon Peebles sends it into his own dugout. Friendly fire.
Hey, go change your pants, Simo.
1-1 to Peebles, misses. Peebles got an RBI earlier in this inning. He reached on a fielder's choice. He's 0 for 2, but does have that RBI. Rolls one over to first, and this will be the final out of the inning. 11 runs for Tennessee. They have opened things all the way up the floodgates. 3 home run. This new freshman class. We saw Dean Curley as well in a 3-run home run last inning. So a freshman. Big afternoon so far. It's now Dylan Lloyd, the lefty, will take over at a Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. His first pitch into Tommy Barth is strike one. He's got 2, 3, 4. This is his debut. Nothing out of the bullpen up to this point. Misses on the breaking ball that time. That looked like the curveball. 2-time state runner-up with Pigeon Forge High School. That's the fastball there, 89 miles an hour for the lefty. There's the 1-2. Got him on a swing and miss. Dylan Lloyd, first batter faced in his career. He's already got a strikeout. Has to be a good feeling, senior offense. Put up 11 runs in an inning, no pressure. You know, you go out there with maybe a 1-run lead, thinking a little bit more. You know, the tying run's always at the plate, but now you've got a lot of room here just to focus on what you're doing. Cisneros steps in for ETSU. This is a big-time hitter for this Buccaneer team. If anyone can get things going, it's going to be him, the senior Colorado native. 16 home runs and 59 RBIs last year, and he hit 383. This is one of the best hitters, not just in the SoCon, maybe in the nation. Cisneros opposite way. That is deep. It's far. It's gone if it's fair, but that's going to be on the wrong end of the foul pole. I saw a glimpse of the power there. He's one of the toughest to strike out as well. 29 walks last season, just 24 strikeouts. He's back for his senior year. Somehow with those numbers, he was only second team all-conference. Doesn't really add up. 0-2. That runs inside. That caught him. Just grazed Cisneros, if anything, and he'll trot to first. One out base runner. I got in the elbow guard, maybe. Certainly a good leap. Now Cisneros is aboard. He does have a stolen base. He's a do-it-all first baseman. Now Jakobinis shoots one, foul territory, right field side. Kavares Tears has been busy. That's one thing about Kavares Tears. He's going to give maximum effort. He's got a really good arm as well. I mean, that's one of the best arms talking about maybe in the nation out in right field, Kavares Tears. He's worked on his defensive game as well to become a complete player. That 0-1's in the zone. Curveball. Boy, showing good stuff, good poise. So he can bounce back from hitting Cisneros. Was ahead in that count. And there's the pickoff move. Got him! Flexing the arsenal. Had Cisneros in no man's land. Maybe trying to take off, get something going for ETSU. And those lefties have lethal moves. Tennessee's done a great job of that this season. Their pickoff moves. And the 0-2's in there. Strike three. What an inning for Dylan Loy. Skips off after his debut. A pair of punch-outs and a pickoff. Can't get much better than that. And that retires the side here in the top of the fourth. Tennessee by 12. (69-20) all time, 38-10 when this game is played in Knoxville. Last year they didn't play. These are two teams that typically at least play in a midweek game. It's the first season last year they didn't play since 2011. It was odd. Last game, a 4-1 win for Tennessee in 2022. It's been some close games between these two in the last few years. Haven't had a lot of blowouts like this one. Back in 2021 when Tennessee first went to Omaha, it was an extra inning walk-off home run winner for Tennessee. Jordan Beck hit a 3-run shot. Then lovely memories back in that 2020 COVID-shortened season. It was the last game before the halt. Kavares Tierstead, Reese Chapman is going to lead off this inning. Chapman takes a big cut there. 2-2 is the count. Now with the big comfortable lead, Tony Vitello can bring out the bench if he wants. Chapman the first instance here in this ball game. Chapman got to start out in right field Saturday against Oklahoma down in Dallas. Sophomore this team really likes. Again, just needing some more experience. Chances like this. 15 appearances last year, 2 starts. Got a pair of starts in the midweeks. Feel like he can be a big league level type hitter. Outfield of the future for Tennessee. That time stares at the 3-2 pitch. That's out number 1. It's Jace Hyde, the pitcher for the Buccaneers. He takes over in the fourth. His team down 2 touchdowns without the extra point. Robin Villeneuve, he stays in the game. RBI single for him back in the third. That was his first base hit here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. He's got 3 of them on the year. An average sitting at 600, 3 for 5. He has made the most of his opportunities. Again, this Tennessee lineup is always so competitive just to get at-bats. Dylan Dreiling Most impactful freshman last year, did not get triple digits. And you got a lot of guys competing for that DH role. You'll see some shuffling around the infield. Dean Curley getting the start today. Some movement out in right field. Tears and Chapman have been out there. The DH spot, you've got Villeneuve here, Dalton Bargo, who you brought in from Missouri. Makes it challenging to fill out a lineup card every game. Villeneuve goes swinging on the inside heater. 93 from Jace Hyde. That's 2 up, 2 down. A pair of strikeouts for Jace Hyde. The freshman righty from Athens, Tennessee, McMinn County High School. That's not too far from here either. Less than an hour down towards Nashville. Or Chattanooga, wrong way. Dean Curley back in. What a debut for the freshman. 1 for 2, a 3-run home run last inning. Has looked poised at shortstop as well. Yeah, it's one of those performances, one, you're looking for a freshman for their first start just to, make you comfortable. So inexperienced at this point. You just want them to look comfortable and at least act like they can hang, and he's done more than that. He's hit a 3-run home run. Has to give this Tennessee team with Tony Vitello confidence. You can roll him out there on the weekends if needed. And Christian Moore occupied the shortstop spot all weekend, but not a natural shortstop. He played second base all last year. Here's the 3-2. Curley watches ball 4. It's good patience from the freshman. Didn't go chasing on that fastball outside. That's going to keep this inning alive. The first 2 Volunteers went down on strikes. And now Curling will occupy first. Dylan Dreiling in. He's 1 for 2. He singled and scored back in the 3rd. What an effort it was for him to score. Came all the way around from first on the Hunter Inslee double. Pitch home, foul tip into the mitt. The run rule is in effect here this afternoon. It's 10 after 7, so ETSU knows their mark if they want to stay in this ball game. Again, new rules in college baseball from last year. Added in the pitch clock, a couple of different rules on the mound, and then the run rule. It's in effect for all SEC games automatically, not automatically for non-conference. Has to be agreed upon. That 1-2 misses. And Dreiling lays off. You saw the patience from Dean Curley, the freshman. Dylan Dreiling possessed that in his first year as well. One of the more mature hitters on the team last year. 24 walks, just 20 strikeouts. Fights off that 3-2 off speed. Had to adjust his swing. Punched it back. It'll stay alive. 2 outs in the frame. Righty Hyde pauses, fires, and again, Dreiling smacks it off. And the potential, you feel like, for Dreiling is center field at some point. Hunter Inslee has really taken ownership of that role. You'll settle for that corner outfield spot. But you love his plate presence, and he can provide on both ends. Made that one mistake out in left field. Extra inning loss to Oklahoma. And just a learning experience, he said, made some great plays throughout the weekend. So a lot to be pleased with in his performance. Again, not an everyday outfielder last year in the slightest. Stepped in, and when he was called upon as a pinch hitter, DH. That's ball 4 again. Really good presence as he takes the free pass. 2 aboard for Tennessee now on the walk with 2 outs. It's back-to-back walks from Jace Hyde. Now Hunter Inslee gets a 3rd at-bat here in this ball game. He's had 3 at-bats now in the last 2 innings. Single and a double in the 3rd. Inslee was batting leadoff first 4 games of the season. They have moved him down to the 9th spot, which is really just secondary leadoff without that pressure of starting the ball game. And so far, it has favored him. 2 for 2. He was just 3 of 18 entering this afternoon, so he's bumped that average up a little bit, has an RPI. His first double of the season. It feels like the changes that Tony Vitello made to this lineup, at least for this afternoon, they have worked. You have to love the threat that Christian Moore gives you in the leadoff spot. Just his ability, one, he gets on base, he's got plenty of speed to make things happen. 16 stolen bases last year, but the power. Already saw the 2-run shot. He's going to hit the ball. He's going to hit it hard. Three-two home. Up the middle goes Inslee. His 3rd base hit. And another 2-out RBI for Tennessee. Scoring is Curley. It's now 13 runs for the Vols. Big afternoon for Hunter Inslee. He likes that 9-hole spot. He had 3 hits coming into the game through 4 games, and the leadoff spot has now doubled that. Pair of RBIs on his line. Dreiling able to get to 3rd, still 2 outs. It was a great start for Jace Hyde. Had 2 strikeouts to start the inning. Now the last 3 Volunteers aboard. With Tennessee holding such a strong lead, we're going to see a couple of different faces stand up to the plate. We'll start with Colby Backus, redshirt junior from Johnson City, Tennessee. Transfer in last year from Walter State. Spent 2 years at that JUCO just down the road. Did not play last season. Now he's going to get his first AB. Takes over for Christian Moore. Backus, a JUCO All-American. Helped Walter State 61-7 record in 2022. 384 hitter, 19 home runs, 75 RBIs. Backus showing off some power there. Connected on that pitch. It went well foul, but it was crushed. In that one season there, Walter State, his only collegiate season of action. He redshirted in 2021. Off the end of the bat, that's foul as well, so 1-2 is the count. Backus played his high school ball at Daniel Boone. Comes from an extremely athletic family. Dad cross country at Auburn. Great grandfather football and baseball at Georgia, so has SEC ties. RBI chance for him, his first AB with Tennessee. Can't wait up on the curve. That's strike 3. So Hyde gets 3 strikeouts in the inning. But a run for the Volunteers. Another RBI for Hunter Inslee in the lead. 10 Volunteers. Third pitcher in the game for Tony Vitello and Frank Anderson. It's going to be Marcus Phillips, the righty. Big frame, 6'4" sophomore, South Dakota native, JUCO transfer from Iowa Western. He's got a powerful arm. See the fastball there, 94 right off the bat. He missed a lot of last year with Iowa Western due to an injury, so, not much of a true sample size on him. But a lot of potential. 2 straight fastballs to start. It had 2 wins in 12 1/3 last year with 11 strikeouts. That arm is too good not to have in the mix in some sense this year. Another good fastball, 94. Swung right through from Cooper Torres. Phillips did get an appearance opening weekend through a third of an inning. No hits. Had a strikeout to start and then back-to-back walks. Ran into some trouble in that Oklahoma game. But again, you saw the potential there. The fastball can touch 97. You just saw 95 there. He's got a good slider as well. There's the slider. It's upper 80s. Counts 3-2, but again, 2 walks. Trying to hone that in. Full count offering. That's in there. Strike 3. 97 that time. Marcus Phillips, he reared back for that one. And that's the 6th punch out for Tennessee pitchers here this afternoon. Yeah, if you're Cooper Torres, you might be a little frustrated with that one, certainly inside. But how can you not give the strikeout call on the 97 fastball? That one 96. Tennessee, they have brought in a lot of arms into this bullpen. A lot of newcomers to help fill some of the gaps lost. Some really exciting pieces. This is an exciting, not a project, is Marcus Phillips by any means, but again, you just don't have a lot of experience. Feels like a Ben Joyce that came into this program. Not a lot of innings, but you see the raw power and the raw potential. That's what Marcus Phillips feels like, is that's a hard hit line drive out to center. Gint is sat down. Ten pitchers leave this Tennessee pitching staff from last year. You lose 36 total starts. No Andrew Lindsey, no Chase Dolander, no Chase Burns. You keep Drew Beam. That is the one piece you keep. And you build the rotation around that. A.J. Russell now has become the X factor Friday nights. And the question for your weekend rotation is, who are you going to land on for that Sunday spot? You went with Xander Sechrist on Sunday against Baylor. Gave up 3 runs in 2 innings. Had some bright moments, but also had some shaky moments as well. But that's an experienced guy. You know what you're going to get from Sechrist. Just from in terms that he's been around for a while, but the feeling is there's about 4 or 5 guys that could compete for that Sunday role. And it may not even be a starting role at the start. You could just throw a bullpen day at the start at least. It also depends just how the weekend goes up until that point. You may need a guy in a certain spot. Matchup feels right, you're going to roll with that. A.J. Kelsey, SEC co-pitcher of the week. Certainly feels like a guy that can occupy that spot, but fits so well with A.J. Russell. Ashton King rolls one over. Charging from third is Amick. Plays made. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Mark. Coming to town from New York for a 3-game series. First home weekend on Rocky Top. Those teams up north this time of year, you got to travel south in some fashion. It'll be U-Albany's first game of the season. Tennessee's going to have 5 already logged. Bit of an advantage in that aspect. Dalton Bargo will lead off this inning. His first at-bat, the Missouri Tiger transfer. A 1-2 start, new pitchers. Owen Kovacs for ETSU. Bargo steps in where Blake Burke was in the 2 spot of this lineup. You expect a lot of changes here at this point. Tennessee looking just for further insurance. And just some meaningful ABs before get a full weekend slate. Again, you treat every weekend, no matter who you're playing, just as if you're in conference play, but in a sense where you can learn a lot more about your team before you do get to conference play. Felt like last year, the Tennessee team were still learning some answers about their group late into the season. You know, 2 years ago, Tennessee had the luxury. They didn't really have to make any changes. They just had guys in set spots from opening day, and they just stayed. It wasn't the case last year. That is a backwards K punch out as Bargo caught with the bat on his shoulders to start the inning. Kovacs, 1 batter faced, 1 strikeout. It won't be Billy Amick. His afternoon is done. He's going to turn the bat over to Alex Perry. So another newcomer for Tennessee, a JUCO transfer from Pearl River, spent 2 years there. A D2 JUCO transfer last season. Another really good bat that they like and can utilize. 368 average last season, 9 home runs, 62 RBIs, has good speed as well. 6'4". Good frame from the right-hand batter's box. Perry laughing it up with Rusty Griffin. It's his first home at-bat. Did have an at-bat over the weekend. Has been a bit slow out of the gates. He's dealing with lower body injury, minor lower body injury, so a little bit more caution at this point of the season. You know, still early, just at this point you have more of a luxury to say, let's just be careful. But Perry was really good in the fall. Just get the sense he's just getting more and more comfortable. 3-0 is the count. Perry doesn't have to swing. 4 pitches and it's a walk. And a base runner for Tennessee here in the 5th. Cannon Peebles will stay in. At this point, one of the lone starters remaining in this lineup. It's just him, Villeneuve, Curley, and Dreiling remaining from the original lineup card at this point. Peebles still looking for his first hit. That one ripped foul. Peebles down the first baseline. What a snag from Cisneros. Throw to second. Got to have the tag on that one. Head first slide. Alex Perry's in time, but really good snag from Cisneros to at least get one. Hit the ball hard. Peebles still looking for that first hit here tonight. Runner in scoring position, 2 down. Reese Chapman gets another at-bat. He struck out as he led off the 4th inning. He's taken over in right field. That 1-0 misses from Kovacs. Kovacs pitched an inning over the weekend, did not allow a hit or a run. Had 3 strikeouts in that lone outing. It's a home run type cut there for Reese Chapman. Righty-lefty matchup. Pitch home. Chapman gets underneath one, hits it high, deep right center. Barth underneath it. That's going to end the inning. So Kovacs keeps Tennessee off the board. They had scored a run in each of the last 3 frames, so positive there for the Buccaneers as they try to. Rule is in effect. It's 10 after 7, so the Buccaneers will be looking for some offense. Hard to come by. Tennessee arms have done a great job. It's been all newcomers tonight for Tony Vitello and Frank Anderson, and now with the ball, another newcomer, a freshman, lefty Braden Sharp, stands in to carry the top of the 6th. He's got 8, 9, and 1 due up for the Buccaneers. Sharp out of the Woodlands, Texas. Quickly ahead, 1 and 2. Woodlands High School, top 250 player rated in the country. Looked like the fastball that time. It was 88 miles an hour. There's the 1-2 for him. Fastball upstairs. Fourth pitcher for Tennessee tonight. Cody Miller punches one deep right field, backing up at the wall, diving. And did he make the catch? Chapman got it. Unbelievable play. Reese Chapman at the warning track and the wall, lost the cap and everything. Wow, what a play. Figured out where he was in relation to the wall and then laid out for it. And it saved an extra base hit here to lead off this inning. Chapman vying for a big role on this Tennessee team. That is a fantastic catch. Now they're going to call him back into action again as this one's in foul territory. It's going to get out of play. Tennessee keeps renovating, obviously. Lindsey Nelson Stadium. Another factor is the left field side and the right field side. It's a little bit closer, so it's going to be a bit easier to foul one off if you get it deep enough on that right field, left field line. They've pushed it forward at about 3 rows. That 2-1's fouled back. Two to McCarthy. Out deep center field. Backus retreating, and he's got it. Dangerously hit ball from McCarthy. That one, though, a bit easier than the one Chapman had to deal with. And Tennessee, new look defense. Backus and Chapman in the outfield with Dreiling still in left. We'll see Alex Perry at third. Dean Curley still at shortstop. Ethan Payne's at second. Dalton Bargo over at first base. Charlie Taylor's the catcher. Now back to the leadoff man, Iannatone. As the defense playing behind Braden Sharp well. This one well hit out to center. Testing Backus, rushing forward, diving, just missed it. Gave a great effort, but it drops in for a base hit. That is hit number 1 for ETSU. Reese Chapman had saved the combined no-hitter. And Backus gave everything he had to try to keep ETSU out of the hit column. It's going to go down as a single for Iannatone. Now Tommy Barth. 5 2/3 without a hit for the Buccaneers. Sharp misses. Two O's the count for the freshman. And that's in there. Fastball sitting at 86. Let's let the defense work behind him. Now he battles back in this count with Barth. Center fielder's 0 for 2. Grounded into a double play back in the first. This one popped up. Ethan Payne has it, and that's the inning. Good debut for Braden Sharp. He leaves one stranded and keeps the Buccaneers scoreless in the top of the sixth. See if Tennessee can add on more insurance. We headed the home half of the sixth. That wasn't as much offense, just 3 runs against UNC Asheville. What today has been a complete all-around performance. Seen a lot of different guys get some action. Luxury of having this big of a lead is get some new faces a chance to take an at-bat, and that's what we're seeing here. Hunter High will take his first cuts in a Tennessee uniform. Freshman Tennessee native, played his high school ball at Lipscomb Academy in Nashville. And a 2-2 start. Nathan Hickman is the pitcher, the right-hander for ETSU. Again, Tennessee in a situation where the run rule is in effect. They can add more if they choose. But ETSU down to their final 3 outs. Good pop in the bat from Hunter High. It's down the left field line. In foul territory, and it'll drop. And he'll have to make the long walk from second back to home. Hunter High, a 2-sport athlete in high school, 4.13 average his senior season, all region in football as well. Counts 2-2. Check swing, appeal down, he did go. Tony Vitello can't believe it on the other end. That's the call from Darren Padgett. And that is going to be out number 1. So Dean Curley started this game. They're going to keep him in. It's been a great debut for the freshman. Has looked good at the shortstop spot. And the 3-run home run, his first hit of his Tennessee career, went over the wall. Brought 2 with him, and then he walked and later scored again in the 4th. So productive outing for the freshman Curley. Now Curley swings and hits one deep right center. Backtracking is Barth, and it's off the wall. Big-time carom, and now Curley's on his horse. He's going to make it to third and hold up with a stand-up triple. Curley doing a little bit of everything tonight. Flirted with home run distance, and Barth misplayed it a bit off the wall. And a stand-up triple for Curley. He's got a home run and a triple. You know, if not for the run rule being in effect, the way things have gone, could have had a chance to at least go for the cycle. He's got the 2 hardest legs out of the way. Tennessee's had a cycle 2 years in a row. Trey Lipscomb and Zane Denton. Dean Curley certainly turning some heads in his first start. Certainly going to see more of him as the season goes along. Again, that shortstop spot's up for grabs. He has played the part tonight. Now here's Camden Bates. Freshman stands in his first at-bat. Oklahoma native. Washington High School is where he played his ball last year. That was a good swing, but foul. That's another guy that Tony Vitello mentioned, could get in the mix. Here in his first year. He's just gotten better and better. A lot of talented freshmen in this group. That's the thing, the better Tennessee gets, just better recruiting classes we see from Tony Vitello and recruiting coordinator Josh Edelander. Ball hits the turf dirt. Bates lays off. Full count now. Still only one out. An extra run. 90 feet away. Bates can secure an RBI if he hits it deep enough. Full count pitch. That's in there. Strike three. Another strikeout for Nathan Hickman. Hickman from Lenore City. Out in high school. Again, a lot of local guys on the CTSU team. They've got some good support in the stands tonight. Always fun when two close schools get to match up in the midweeks. Again, two teams that typically go head-to-head with each other in a season. Ethan Payne stands in for his first at-bat this afternoon. He's had 2 ABs this season. He's 0 for 2 in those tries. Now with 2 outs, runner still on third. We'll need a base hit. It's a real big night for Dean Curley. Interesting to see after the big offensive night from him and then just this whole team in general, if this is maybe the lineup you see Friday night. Tony Vitello against Albany in that series opener. See if Curley can go head-to-head with the Friday night guy. A.J. Russell likely to get the start for Tennessee. Ethan Payne takes ball 4. Runners on the corners. And now Colby Backus gets another at-bat. Backus struck out back in the 4th. And has situated himself out in center field. Off speed, hits the turf. Ball 1. Hickman close to getting out of the inning. ETSU, 55 runs they scored combined in 3 games over the weekend. They were leading the nation 18 runs a game. Again, very small sample size, just 3 games. This offense for them has been quiet tonight. There's a nod to the Tennessee Arms that have gone out there and gone head-to-head with a confident team after a big weekend. And again, a good bounce back for this Tennessee crew. A win yesterday against UNC Asheville, but not convincing, maybe like they wanted. Sometimes you come in these midweek games, you feel like it's a chance just to put up some numbers. Certainly not that. Backus rips one deep center field. It's back. It's at the wall. And it is gone. Colby Backus His first career home run with the Volunteers. It's dead center. He knew it. The bat slam. 3-run shot. And Tennessee leads by 16. Extra insurance, as the run rule has now grown in difficulty for ETSU next inning. Dalton Bargo will get another try. Struck out back in the 5th. 1 hit and 6 at-bats so far in his Tennessee career. Fouls the first pitch back. Hickman close to getting out of that inning. Gives up the loud triple and then the walk. And the home run from Backus. After tonight, ETSU back to Johnson City. Got a home series with Ryder. Games Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all in the afternoon. Again, this game started at 4:30 Eastern. These February games, you try to get as much daylight as you can. Never know what the weather's going to be. It's been great the past 2 days, but I've seen some bad weather games in February in the past. Tennessee and UAlbany, first pitch Friday, 4:30 Eastern, then also Saturday, Sunday in the afternoon, 2 Eastern Saturday, 1 Eastern on Sunday. And Tennessee set the program record for a home opener yesterday in their win against UNC Asheville. Good crowd today. The sun was out. Showing off the new renovations here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. 3-2 to Bargo. That's high in the air. Right field, left field. Gint is underneath it. He's got it. And that's out number 3. So that concludes the bottom of the 6th. Big time swing from Colby Backus extends Tennessee's lead. 1 hit and an error up to this point. It has been fantastic from this pitching crew. They have limited one of the hotter teams coming out of opening weekend in terms of run support. Buccaneers scored or plated 55 runs in 3 games. Nothing to show for here in their load midweek game before a series with Ryder this upcoming weekend at home. J.J. Garcia will take over. Sophomore from Statesville, North Carolina, out on the mound for the first time this season. Oh, 2 to Cisneros. Just misses wide. Garcia pitched in 4 games last year. 4 2/3 innings, had a 5.79 ERA, 7 strikeouts and 1 walk. Fastball at 92 is fouled away. That fastball and the slider, those are his go-tos. Misses with the slider inside. Cisneros 0 for 1. Been a lot of opportunities for him. Again, the Buccaneers just 1 hit. Had just 4 base runners. Cisneros going opposite way. Going to test Ethan Payne, who's out in left field now. And Tennessee mixing and matching defensively. Payne's got it. Only other change is for Tennessee as Payne moves away from second. Camden Bates is now at second base. One up, one down for J.J. Garcia. Of the 4 base runners ETSU had, one was picked off by Dylan Lloyd, and the other was cut down on a double play. So just not a lot of movement for ETSU offensively tonight. Again, they caught Tennessee maybe coming off a frustrating game and a win just by 1 run over UNC Asheville yesterday. They certainly had the will to have a better offensive night. They've done that. The Arms back-to-back days have looked really solid. Especially a lot of these new Arms getting their first look. A lot to pick and choose from this Volunteer group. There's the 1-2 for Garcia. Hot shot over to first. Dalton Bargo has it, steps on first. It's a good play from Bargo. Expected to kind of be the backup for Blake Burke at that spot. That was a well-hit ball. Bargo stayed strong on it. Now 2 down. You're in the 7th. Again, run rule. If you're just joining, it's 10 after 7, so ETSU down to their final out. It's going to be pinch hitter Blake Jacklin. That's a great pitch from Garcia. That fastball grooved in at 93. Impressive night from the bullpen. Matthew Dallas, the starter, did not allow a hit. A lot to build on going into the weekend. Just weekend 2 coming up. Still so early in the season, but this Tennessee team keeps learning more and more. Counts 0-2. Garcia misses the fastball up and away. Going to close down the evening. Pitch home, swung on and missed. Garcia gets strike 3. And that does it. Tennessee gets the run rule victory. 16